Hi class, so this is Sir Deo again and welcome to our class. So I hope that you have reviewed the material that I have given yesterday. So moving forward, our topic today is in connection with the story that we have discussed last time. And now with that, we would discuss and talk about the basic elements of the story. And before we would really tackle more and deeply into the lesson, I would ask some questions that hopefully you may have answered. And this is could also be connected to our previous story that we have read. So I hope that you're ready, class. Okay, so I think that you're ready. So moving forward, class, what are the five basic elements of a story? Excellent, class. That's right. So good thing that you have remembered all five elements. Now, what part of a story that tells us where and when it happens? Think of the background or the environment where the story in itself happens. Great job! So, you use the hint so much, and that's correct. That is the setting. So now, class, based on the story that we have read in the previous lesson, what do you think was the main conflict of that story? Very good. That was well observed, Maria. So that's the central conflict of the story. No. Now, what do you think, class, event that led to the climax of the story? Think about the turning point before the resolution of the story in itself. Exactly, Justin. So that moment was a big turning point. So that was nicely reasoned of you. Now, if the setting had been in a jungle instead of a city, how might the story have changed, no? Very creative thinking, class. I think that is smart comparison that you have made. Moving forward, class, how could the story have ended differently if the character had made a different choice at the climax, of the story that we have read last time? So, why do you think, Rachel, that would have been significant change in his development? Right. Very insightful, Rachel. That alternative ending would have really affected the theme, but not just the theme, maybe the overall story, no? And now, class, what might have happened if the story was told from the villain's perspective or from that bad guy, Roger, in the story? What would have happened if it was his POV that was mainly told overall or after all, no? So what kind of reason? Very thoughtful, no? It's great that you consider the character motivation deeply, class. Always remember that in a story, you should also see the lens of the villain and also, know or have a grasp of their motivation, why they're that or why they're doing that actions. So now, class, how could, the setting influences a theme of the story? If we base it on our previous discussion, how was the setting of that story influence the you know, overall flow in itself? Oh, good start. So, Marco, what do you think? That's excellent analysis, Marco and Joseph. So, both of your answers have actually added new layers to the well thought idea. So, that is well done, Marco and Joseph. So, now, class, do you think that the main character made the right decision in the end of the story that we have read? Why or why not? Wow, nicely reasoned naman, class. It's really good that you have read the story and it shows that you have understood their characters arc well. No, next time on our next stories, always remember that you should really see the progression of the character and their character arc, no, while running through the story. So now, class, no, was the theme of our story or the story that we have discussed last time effectively communicated? Why or why not? So, can you give a specific example that supports that thought, no? Great evidence, no, class. You have made your evaluations very clear. It's good that, you know, in every character, you have somehow evaluation in your, mentally, no, to see if how do they change or do they even change along the story. So now, class, do you believe that the antagonist of the story was justified in his actions? So, why not, Josie? Could there have been another way that they could have acted, Josie? So, excellent, no? That's a good reasoning and that shows how strong grasp of character evaluation you have, Josie. And I hope, class, that you also have a strong grasp evaluation of our character, of the antagonist of the story, which is si Roger, no? So lastly, class, no, how well do you think the story's ending have reflected in its overall and its main theme? So that's a great point, no? Now, no, Ben, what's your view? Did the ending reinforce or contradict that? Wow. Both of you, Ben and Sher made a great point, no? It's thoughtful evaluation and great from the both of you. So class, no, I hope that you have learned somehow about incorporating the basic elements of the story based on our story that we have read and ran through last time. And I can see that all of you did a good job and, you know, really made a great point, no, based on the questions that I have given to you. So now, class, I would formally and deeply more discuss about the elements of the story and tackle more stories, no, and see its elements, find out and figure out and analyze the elements of its, the content, no, of the story. So let's have a break first, class, and we'll come back later. Thank you.